gorgeous Labor Day, the second most powerful, passionate, and purposeful coach and speaker in the world. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day today, and that the day you are living today is the day you choose to live. If you caught my video last week, I said you can really change the lives of people around you by helping them understand the personal responsibility they have to live their best life now by choice. So instead of asking people, how's your day going, and waiting for the answer, you can say, how's your day going to go? That's just an extra gift with today's conversation. What do you do when everything is going wrong? What do you do when everything is going wrong? I don't know about you, and if you've ever had a day or a week or a month or maybe even a year or several years of that feeling or that sense. So allow me to remind you, at 20 years old, dead, dying, suicidal, bipolar, manic, depressive, crackhead, drug addict with needle tracks up and down my arm, taken into legal custody by the court system and committed to the Texas State Hospital. I know what it feels like when everything seems to be going wrong. I just saw that. Iris, did you say pray? You go, girl. You are all over that. You're on top of that. I would like to encourage you along the lines of what Iris said in prayer. And a practical thing you could do, a very practical thing you could do in addition to your prayer, is you could do something that the one who you praying to wrote about a while back. And he said, be ye transformed. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Now, that is not something that just sprinkles down from heaven onto you because you asked it. It requires your active involvement. One of my favorite verses, Psalm 119, verse 11, King David said, thy word have I hid in my heart that I might not sin against you. Who hid it in his heart? He did. There is an active responsibility that we have to steward the goodness and grace and the intelligence and wisdom, or lack thereof. I used to be, by the way, very, very, very stupid. If I know anything about anything right now, it's because I've just studied the good book and I've come to learn the one who is a genius in all things and has wisdom available for those of us who will ask, seek, knock, and be persistent with it. And I'll tell you something fascinating about this. We have the responsibility to renew our minds. We have the responsibility to renew our minds, giving us the opportunity to be transformed by the renewing of our minds. What exactly does that mean? Does that sound too, heady and ethereal for you? It simply means this. If all of your best thinking has brought you to a place that you don't like, have another thought. You get to decide what thoughts you are going to be thinking, whether you believe it or not. You get to decide. You, sir, and you, sir, and you, sir, and you, ma'am, you get to decide what thoughts you are thinking. Your mind is not a free-form Woodstock festival with acid freaks and potheads just roaming their way through there. Or is it? This is something I'm curious about. Is it? Are you allowing a free-for-all? Or are you taking your thoughts captive? Are you looking at those ones that you do not want taking residence, and are you grabbing them and casting them out and getting rid of them and choosing to replace them with more powerful thoughts? Because, ladies and gentlemen, you have the power to do that. Shakespeare says it this way in the story of Hamlet. There is no good or bad, but thinking makes it so. Tony Robbins says it this way. There's no meaning to any situation except the meaning we attach to it. You're giving meaning to the situation you're in. If you feel like everything is going wrong, you are looking at it through those lenses, through the story you are telling yourself. These circumstances I am in tell me everything is going wrong. Now, here's the good news. You could tell yourself a different story. You have the power to tell yourself a different story. Maybe you ask yourself a question. What are these circumstances trying to teach me? What is this situation revealing to me? what can I do differently moving forward that would allow me to have a different outcome? Do you see the difference here? The story you tell yourself about the situation is what's making it, in your mind, everything going wrong. What's really happening is you're simply not experiencing the results you had hoped for in those areas. Maybe it's in a financial area. Maybe it's in a relationship area. Maybe it's in your physical body. Maybe it's in your spiritual life. Maybe it's at your work. Maybe it's your job. Maybe it's your business. But if things are going wrong, you must know what it means for things to go right. So, number one question for you. Do you have crystal clear clarity on exactly what going right looks like? Number one. Do you have crystal clear clarity on what everything going right looks like? Do you really know that? You say you do, but I would bet you probably really don't with crystal clear clarity. Because when you begin with the end in mind and you are very clear on what it is that winning looks like for you in that area, then you can move back from that future space you see yourself in, and you can have specific actions and activities to begin moving you towards that space. To begin moving you towards that space. Ooh, I love the downshift. Y'all like that downshift? Ooh, listen to that downshift. Oh my goodness, great. I'm sorry, I got stank face when this baby downshifts. You can move towards only what you have crystal clear clarity on. Otherwise, you are a hamster on a gerbil wheel, and you are being tossed to and fro, not sure where you're going or how you got there in the first place. You must be clear on what winning looks like for you in that area so that you can develop a plan to move towards that space. So the reason you feel like everything is going wrong is you have some sense of what it means for things to go right. Get very clear on what that is. Number two, you begin to schedule, not when you feel like it, you schedule it. Not when you feel like it, you schedule it. You don't wait till you feel like it. I'll say that again, it's that important. You schedule it. You don't wait till you feel like it. Because let me share this with you. When you know what the actions and activities are that will take you to this new place of winning, if your decision to take action on those items daily is based on your feelings instead of your commitment, you will likely not take action. And you will definitely not take it consistently. That action will not be taken consistently because guess what? Your feelings do not have very big plans for you. Your feelings want you to stay small. Your feelings want you to stay weak. Your feelings want you to stay jacked up. Your feelings want you to stay in a miserable place. And you'd say, well, Steve, how could that possibly be? And I'll tell you how that could possibly be, ladies and gentlemen. The way it could possibly be is this. It's like Dave Ramsey says about people in debt. It's like a baby in a crap, poopy diaper. The baby goes, leave me alone. I know it's stinky. I know it's messy, but it's warm and it's all mine. You get familiar with discomfort, and you get familiar with mediocrity, and you get familiar with knowing how to lose. You have not yet become familiar with learning how to live in a place of victory. This is what we are moving you towards through Voice of One coaching. One, W-O-N. Guys, you already won. You already won. I look to peel back the layers of the limiting beliefs and the negative self-images that are keeping you from believing what it is that is going to allow you to break free. You must schedule it, because if your decisions to take actions are based on your feelings, you ain't gonna do it consistently. You cannot base your decision to take action on your feelings. You must base your decision to take action on your commitments. Commitments removes feelings from the equation. Please forgive me, pardon me, I thought I'd be done. Gonna go grab lunch at Grill 254.
Have a good day.
Thank you, and I have a guest coming, Jack? For Steve Collins.
Have a good day.
Thank you, man. Okay, you must make your decision to take action based on your commitment. Because if you wait for your feelings to catch up, your feelings may get you going day one. Your feelings may even get you going day two. But if you're like most Americans, if you don't get your results in 2 days, you get discouraged, and it's easy to back off and quit what you're moving towards. So what do you do when everything goes wrong? Ask yourself a question. Are things really going wrong? Or am I just getting some amazing feedback that I can look at so that I can think about how to make it better? Zig Ziglar would say this: failure is an event. It is not a person. Failure is an event. It is not a person. Failure is an event. It is not a person. You are not a failure. You have circumstances and situations that have not delivered to you the results you hoped for. That's it. That's very simple. You can fix that. You can start again with wisdom. You can start again with understanding. You can start again with new material, new information, new relationships. You have the freedom to start again. You don't have to accept the current situation. So what do you do when everything's going wrong? Ask yourself the question, all right, is everything really going wrong, or am I just in a wonderful and amazing place to learn how to do this thing right and to do it better this next time around? Because chances are really good that's the opportunity in front of you. You have the opportunity to do that thing again, to do it better. You have the opportunity to make that relationship better, to make that skill at work better, to change the way that you spend your